Good morning vlog. If you watched yesterday's video, it probably looks exactly the same as the last clip. Day 23. So exciting. I'm home. I'm at my parents' house in New Jersey, and this is where I'll be spending the days after Christmas and after. We just got up. My dad called me and said he's getting bagels. Love that. So I'll show you my order when it gets here. And trying to see if I have the strength to be a dog mom right now. She is this is Ellie. I showed her in a clip yesterday. She's just tucked. You wanna say hi? You wanna say hi to the vlog? Say hi. I think I need to get ready and take her on a WALK. Or something else. Dog has been walked and fed, and now I am about to eat the second half of my bagel, so I thought I'd show you what I got. Oh, she heard fed on the crinkle of my paper. Oh, beautiful. So I get egg white and bacon. I don't like cheese, and I stopped getting like whole eggs on my bagels a long time ago. I like doing it at home, but I don't always like it out, and for a long time I didn't like whole eggs. I only liked egg white, and recently I've been trying cinnamon raisin bagels as the vessel of choice. I usually get a plain bagel, but my friend Nicole was like, you gotta try a bacon, egg, and cheese on a blueberry bagel. I haven't been able to do that yet because I didn't know where my dad was going and I didn't know if they were gonna have them there, but I have been having them on cinnamon raisin, and there's something about the like saltiness of the bacon and the like a little bit of sweetness from the cinnamon raisin. I feel like a blueberry is really gonna be incredible. So I'm excited for when that day eventually presents itself to me. It feels right that on a Friday morning, on my first day back in Jersey for the holidays, I've got my bagel sandwich. Also, have a cup of tea in a holiday mug. Very exciting. I did leave a bunch here for with my parents, and I'm trying to decide which to add to my apartment collection. So this is from when I worked for Disney Cruise Line. It is a Disney Cruise Line 2018 holiday mug. I don't even know which ship this is meant to be. I'm trying to, what ship was I on? I was on the Magic, but a lot of times they just had generic cruise line merch. It wasn't necessarily per ship. And on the inside it says Happy Holidays. Nope, Disney Cruise Line 2018. And that was the season I quit. It's just like these cute little Mickeys inside snowflakes, the anchors, and the ships. That's a cute little mug. I'm glad I bought it. I've been trying to put on an audiobook, but my apps aren't working, and I can't tell if it's my headphones or the apps and the Wi-Fi or what, but I just want to listen to an audiobook. Oh, do you have something to say? With all that food in your bowl? Made soup for dinner, and this is what it looks like. I will link the recipe that I usually use. I actually might have linked it in an earlier vlog, but why not link it again? It's been a very chill day. I think this is the first time I'm talking to you literally since this morning. I'll let this cool and watch. I'm finally watching the finale of Bake Off. The finale has been out since the beginning of December, and I'm only just now remembering to watch it, if that says anything about how this season was for me personally. So I'm gonna go put on the technical challenge while my soup cools, because otherwise I will burn my tongue off, and I would like to be able to taste my food this weekend. That would be nice. That would be nice. It's almost 10 o'clock at night, but I'm just now starting to bake because why not? I realized that I wanted to just have frozen dough. I didn't want to have to actually do the majority of the work tomorrow. So I was like, let me just get the dough done, and then I can bake off a couple cookies in the morning so they're around, and then we'll have dough for the weekend. And if we want to make other doughs, this dough that I have on my mind will be free. It's the brown butter, brown sugar recipe. I got it from madaboutfood.com or .co. I just do it as a chocolate chipless cookie. It's actually a chocolate chip cookie recipe, but I way preferred the chipless ones I made to the chipped ones. I would be interested for like curiosity purposes to see if I used a different type of chocolate chip or chunk, how it would turn out. I would like to pick up some sort of pepperminty something for a variation to have this weekend. I think that would be really delicious. I'm in my chocolate chipless moment, and that's okay. This is my first time ever in my life using a stand mixer. I'm so scared. So I'm nervous, but I'm really excited. I think this is gonna make this experience a lot easier than when I normally have to bake with my hand mixer. So here we go. Calmest experiences for me. So everything that's on this tray, all these dough balls are gonna go into the freezer, because unlike my apartment, we have freezer space here. These are gonna chill overnight, and then I'll transfer them into a Ziploc bag. But this way they're pre-portioned and can live in the freezer for as long as they want, which is very exciting. This batch made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 cookies. And I'm not precise when it comes to portions. Probably could have made 20, maybe could have made 24 if I made them smaller, but I make them how I want. I feel like I'm finally hitting the like burnout phase of Vlogmas, and I'm really trying to like push myself to the end, and I haven't sat down and really chatted to you guys. It feels like. So there were 2 things that I did today amongst doing my laundry, because that was the big part of today, was doing my laundry and like house laundry that needed to get done. I sat and I chilled and I read a significant portion of The Kingdom of Sweets. I am really glad that I pushed myself to read this before the end of the year and to read this holiday season, because yeah, you got something to say? Am I ignoring you? This book, what's that TikTok that's like, it's so sick and twisted. This is so sick and fucking twisted! Sick and twisted! That is this book. This is not a feel-good, lofty, ethereal Nutcracker retelling. This is a murder-centered, dark magic-centered, evil fairies. Kingdom of Sweets is not a place of dreams. It is kind of nightmarish. And it's so good. I really am enjoying Erica's writing. I haven't read the Queen of the Tearling series. It has been on my TBR since 2020, and I think I'm gonna read Queen of the Tearling in January because I'm enjoying Erica's writing so much, and I want to see her other fantasy works. I forgot that Hannah Witten was one of the people that was blurbed on the back, and I'm obsessed with Hannah's writing. Hannah also does these very dark fantasy books, and her blurb says fantasy, history, and horror. And yeah, it's like it has this horror element to it, which this year I really have read the most amount of horror novels that I have in a single year. And I'm slowly finding the type of horror that I like to sprinkle in. I'm definitely not an all the time horror girl. I am not an every type of horror girl, but there are some horror authors and the like it's aesthetic horror and gothic horror are the two that really get me. Anyway, Kingdom of Sweets. So I'm excited to curl up on the couch and continue reading this. This is not where I am. I've listened past this. I think I have about 20 chapters left. It's getting juicy and I'm loving it. So I would really like to finish that before tomorrow so that I can get my fill of the like dark and twisty fantasy and then like jump into Candyland romance novels for like 2 days and then jump back into my dark and twisty fantasies because that's what I love to read in the winter. Like it gets cold and I'm like, give me really visceral, dark fantasy novels. Like, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Other thing that I was working on today, which I showed a clip of, was my mood board. So popping that up on the screen. My friend Regina has a friend who gave her this idea to do in, outs, and under reviews for 2024. And she was like, I'm doing it. I think we should all do it. So she's been asking us for our ins, outs, and under reviews. And I really like this, like, goal style because it got me to really sit down and think about, you know, what do I want to do in 2024? What do I want to keep doing? What do I want to stop doing? What do I want to like maybe take some time and really consider how it serves my life? So I made this mood board. I'm gonna make it really big so you can see it before I shrink it. And this is to represent the ins. So let's go through it, shall we? Main character energy. I especially noticed over the last year and a half that I want to be the main character in my story, and I'm not even the main character in my own story. And that is just not the energy I want to be living with anymore. So that's why Barbie's on there. She is my inspiration, and everything about her, especially like Margot's portrayal of Barbie in the Barbie movie, like that's the energy I want for my main character. Irish music, taking music and singing lessons. I really specifically want to take a couple guitar lessons. I'm not necessarily saying I want to do this like weekly or monthly, but I would like to have some sort of formal setting where I can practice my guitar again because it has been a very long time and I'm realizing that it's an instrument that is sitting in my apartment behind my closet door and I like playing it. I just need someone to teach me more about it because I'm not very good at teaching myself. I also want to take some singing lessons. Specifically, I'm realizing I really miss singing songs in Gaelic. I'm fairly okay at learning it by ear, understanding the pronunciation of words, but I think being able to find a teacher that can really sit down and make sure that I have the right words, who can talk me through the meanings of the songs and all that kind of stuff. Again, just to have that like connection in a class setting is really what I'm looking for. I haven't found them yet. I was really hoping the Irish Arts Center would be having, I would have even taken like a regular in English singing class from them just to learn songs, but they don't even offer those this year. So I might write them an email and be like, hey, are you considering this? Has anybody offered this? Is this something you're looking into? It would definitely be something I would do. And I've just got I've got like a photo from a session that I went to a couple weeks ago, different pictures of Ireland, sort of encompassing this whole thing. Then we have therapy. I'm going back to therapy in 2024. I didn't see my therapist at all in 2023, which doesn't feel good. I said it a couple weeks ago that I need to go talk to my therapist, and I think one of the things that I've been putting off especially is that I think it's time for me to find a new therapist. I love my therapist. I've been with her since 2017. I think I'm ready for a change in that department. I think she's given me all the tools that I can use now, and I need somebody else for different things, and she just can't help me with those things. We're going back to therapy. It's not on here because I wasn't sure how to visually represent this, but I want to do more meal planning. I don't know if I will quite get to the point where I can meal prep. I think that's something I would really like to work towards, at least in a way that works for my lifestyle and my needs. I find it quite difficult to like go grocery shopping and then come back and chop a ton of vegetables. That's just not really in my realm of physicality where my chronic pain is. I usually, at least when I felt like I was in a good meal planning phase, I was really good about going to the grocery store, getting things that were easy to assemble so that like in the morning I could defrost a bunch of vegetables and then I'd have fresh vegetables as part of my meals. More of that kind of stuff. I want to really be mindful about what I'm going grocery shopping for, how I'm utilizing my groceries, how many times a week I'm ordering out, if any. I just want to be more mindful about food in 2024 in a healthy way. I have a ton of stuff on here with reading. I like wrote always reading, have a bunch of different aesthetic things because I obviously want to keep reading, but I specifically want to read the arcs that I'm sent. I felt like in 2024 I wasn't that great about it and I wasn't that great about posting about it, which is why I made my arc shelf when I redid my bookshelves so that I have a dedicated space. I can see all the arcs that are in my possession, at least physically. I do once in a while get sent audio arcs, which I'm pretty good about listening to almost immediately because that's easier for me. Every once in a while I'll get sent e-arcs. I don't always accept those. I tend to do better with physical arcs. I want to be better about knowing what's coming up and getting other people excited about what is coming out. And there's a lot of great stuff on my shelf that I'm really excited about. I have a whole section dedicated to dinner parties. I want to have more people over, and whether that's one person or a small group or my family, like and that could be a casual like popcorn and a movie, or ordering pizza, or a whole charcuterie board, or a whole roast dinner. It could be any number of things. I just want to have more of them. I need to put it down here because along with dinner parties is game night. Part of my roommate's gathering earlier this week was a game portion of the evening, and we had a lot of fun, and we've been saying that we want to start hosting game nights like once a month or twice a month. So I'd at least like to get one game night on the calendar for January so that we can start the year off swinging. We have, and this, I kind of included some of these photos in the dinner parties area, is bubbly for no reason. I think life is too short to not drink bubbles. And yes, I do mean champagne and Prosecco. Bows and scarves. Bows and scarves are in. If you've been following me, you know I love a bow. I love wearing bows in my hair. I wanna lean in hard. I wanna have a huge bow collection by the end of 2024. I want more scarves, and I want to wear them around my neck and in my hair and as a belt. Like around my handbag handle. Bows and scarves. Museum visits. I have access to a cultural pass in New York City through my library card, which basically means that Cultural Pass is a website and a thing set up through New York where if you have a library card, you have access to basically every museum in the city and other things like the botanical gardens. You can go on there and you can say what date you want to go or see if there's a pass available for a date and go for free because of your library card. And there are so many incredible museums in the city. There are so many incredible museum exhibitions that I feel like I miss out on, and I don't want to do that anymore. I need to be more mindful about actually going and doing the things I say I want to do. And the last thing is going to the movies. I've said this a couple vlogs ago. I have refound my joy in going to the movie theater. I like going with other people. I like going by myself, and I want to keep doing that in 2024 and experiencing movies in theaters. That really is the mood board. I've thrown a couple other things in there, like I'd really like to travel a little bit in 2024, and I'm really loving this mood board. I haven't made a mood board in years, so I'm trying to figure out if I have a notebook at my apartment that I'm thinking is going to be my like goals and planning notebook for the year. I'm trying to decide if I want to just print this out and paste it in there, or if I want to print it out and then cut everything out and like assemble it like a mood board. We'll see. We'll see what I choose to do. It was kind of fun to make this little collage on Canva. Moving into the out category, we have talking down to myself, those with the main character energy. I always say to people, there is nothing you can say to me that I haven't already said to myself and meaner. I need to stop doing that. So no more talking down to myself. Don't want to put off reading books that I'm excited about. I do this all the time. And I partially do this because there are so many books that I'm excited to read. And unless they're in front of me, I kind of forget about them. So I want to be more mindful that I'm like, if I think of a book like Queen of the Tearling, and I'm like, oh, I've been really excited to read that book. I want to be mindful of being like, I'm going to read that next month. It's going on the TBR. This is gonna kind of go into my more like bookish goals, because that does need to be a kind of separate thing. I do want to keep doing TBRs. I started them at the beginning of 2023 and kind of fell off in the last couple months. They were really helpful in getting me to read specifically the physical books in my apartment. We're not saving candles. We're not saving candles. I always buy candles and then don't light them, because I'm like, I have to save them for a special occasion. What special occasion? Every day is special. I want to light candles for no reason, just like I want to have bubbly for no reason. Out is not accessorizing. We're upping the fashion game in 2024. I feel like the last couple months has been me reigniting my love for fashion, my personal fashion, figuring out my personal style, and I still feel like I'm on a big personal style journey. We're done not accessorizing. That's where the bows and scarves come in. The last thing on out is putting things off. I am the queen of putting things off until tomorrow. And there are a couple things this week that I have been putting off and I haven't been doing them. And they are things with deadlines. And if I miss that deadline, I'm gonna be really sad that I didn't just like hunker down for like 5 hours and work on this thing. I'm putting things off. We're doing them. We are doing them. We're gonna put it on. If it needs to go in the schedule, it's gonna go in the schedule and it's gonna get done. We're not putting things off anymore. Last category is under review. So this is, I went into this category thinking about what are the things that I really need to be mindful of or consider how I want to continue them. So the first thing on there is my credit card and finances in general. I'm not gonna get too into it because I don't want to, but that is under review. And it is something I'm actively working on in 2024. Dating. I feel like I want to be more intentional about it. I didn't go on a single date in 2023, and I don't think I should have. I don't think I needed to. I think I would like to explore the option of dating. So we're thinking about it. It's under review. Last thing on there is Nuuly. I do Nuuly clothing rentals. I've started in May or June. I think May. I've been doing it for 7 months, and while I like it, I really need to look at whether or not it is financially responsible for me to continue spending it's basically $100 a month on six items of clothing. I definitely saved money because I rented for a lot of big events that I had this year, but there were also some months where half the stuff that I got didn't fit, or like 1 or 2 things didn't fit, or I just really wasn't happy with the way it looked, and I need to weigh whether or not it's worth continuing. That is my in, out, and under review. I wanted to do this like with my makeup on and everything, but this is the reality. I am glazed. I have so much skincare on. I feel like a glazed donut and I love it. And I'm in my Christmas jammies on my parents' couch. And that feels correct. But I feel like I've been talking for a very long time and I have to edit this in the morning. So I'm gonna end the vlog there and we will see what happens tomorrow. And we are now 2 days to Christmas. I'm trying to think. This vlog goes up on the 23rd and then we have 3 more vlogs. Right? No, 2 more. Oh my gosh, 2 more vlogs. Yeah, because one will go up on the 24th and one will go up on the 25th. Crazy. Wow, I really made it to the end. I really didn't think I was gonna do it. I thought I was gonna quit at like day 10. This is amazing. Okay, I would like to sit and read my book before I get tired. So that's where we're gonna end things today. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.